Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Paul Heyman sent a message to Solo Sikoa after WWE aired the face-to-face segment between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. At the upcoming Bad Blood Premium Live event, Reigns and Rhodes will team up to face the team of Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in a highly anticipated tag team match. The match was set up after Reigns saved Rhodes from the bloodline. On the season premiere episode of SmackDown, the American Nightmare defeated Sikoa in a steel cage match to retain his undisputed WWE Championship. However, following the bout, the bloodline made their presence felt and attacked Rhodes. But the OTC made his surprise return and evened the playing field. On his Instagram story, Heyman shared the video of him refusing to acknowledge Solo Sikoa as his tribal chief and sent a message aimed at the street champion. Madison Square Garden, this is relevant because all of a sudden it's trending again, wrote Heyman. Check out a screenshot of Heyman's Instagram story. Sam Roberts claimed that Solo Sikoa has been the mouthpiece of the bloodline. Sam Roberts believes the bloodline doesn't need a new Wiseman after taking out Paul Heyman and kicking him out of the faction. Speaking on the Not Sam Wrestling podcast, Roberts discussed the possibility of Armando Estrada being added to the bloodline. He said, "Like Armando spoke for Umaga because Umaga, which is a beast who didn't speak, he's just grunted. Solo speaks. So, I think that the thing about Paul Heyman is that his reputation is that of somebody who is a real power player and difference maker. Paul Heyman will give you the secrets, the advice, the this, the that. So, I'm not saying I'd be against Armando Estrada, but it would be a different thing, and I don't know if you need to add that." On this week's SmackDown, Solo Sikoa was absent from the show. However, the rest of his faction did make their presence known. In the main event, the Bloodline faced the team of Kevin Owens and the Street Profits. The show ended in mayhem with the Bloodline taking out the babyfaces, including DIY. Cody Rhodes eventually saved Owens to end the show. The tension in the WWE Universe reached a fever pitch after Roman Reigns' much-anticipated face-off with Cody Rhodes. The clash between the Tribal Chief and the American Nightmare had left fans and the locker room buzzing. Reigns, having defended his undisputed WWE Universal Championship for over 3 years, stood tall in the ring, but his aura of invincibility seemed to flicker ever so slightly in the presence of Cody Rhodes, a man determined to finish the story that started at WrestleMania 39. Backstage, the energy was palpable. Everyone could feel that something had shifted in the bloodline, a faction once unbreakable but now seemingly held together by fragile threads. Roman's loyal enforcer, Solo Sikoa, remained stoic as ever, but his silence spoke volumes. As the show faded to black, Paul Heyman, ever the strategist, knew that now was the time to act. Heyman had been a cornerstone of the bloodline, his cerebral approach to warfare often tipping the scales in Roman's favor. But even he knew that the growing rivalry with Cody Rhodes had the potential to unravel everything. Roman had already dismissed his cousins, the Usos, after their perceived failures, leaving only Solo as his trusted confidant. Now, with Cody Rhodes circling like a shark, Paul Heyman realized it was time to deliver a crucial message to the Samoan enforcer. The backstage area was eerily quiet as Solo Sikoa stood alone, leaning against the wall, his expression unreadable. He had always been the most unpredictable member of the bloodline, a man of few words who preferred to let his actions speak. Tonight, though, as Solo stared ahead, lost in thought, the familiar voice of Paul Heyman cut through the silence. "Solo," Heyman began, his tone calm but carrying the gravity of the situation. "May I have a moment of your time?" Solo didn't move, his eyes fixed straight ahead, but Heyman took that as permission to continue. "You saw what happened out there tonight, didn't you?" Heyman asked, stepping closer to the Samoan. "Roman may still hold the championship, but Cody Rhodes, he's not like the others. He's not like Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, or even Sami Zayn. Cody represents something more dangerous, he represents hope. And hope, Solo, is a powerful thing." Solo's jaw clenched, but he remained silent. Heyman nodded, as though expecting this response. Roman is strong, no doubt about that. But even the strongest empires fall, and when they do, it's often because of cracks from within. You've seen what happened with Jimmy and Jay. You've seen how Roman responded to their perceived disloyalty. But Solo, you're different. The enforcer's eyes finally flickered towards Heyman, a subtle acknowledgement of the words being spoken. Heyman took a step closer, his voice lowering to a near whisper. Roman trusts you. You are his last line of defense. But I need to ask you something, Solo. In that ring tonight, when Roman faced Cody, did you see what I saw? Solo's silence lingered for a beat too long, and Heyman's expression hardened. He needed to get through to him. Roman isn't just facing Cody Rhodes. He's facing the weight of his own arrogance, the ghosts of the past, and the inevitability of change. The bloodline is more vulnerable than ever. Cody is a different kind of opponent. He's not afraid. He's not backing down. And if we're not careful, he's going to take everything. Solo's brow furrowed slightly, a hint of emotion breaking through his usual stoic demeanor. Heyman seized the moment. Solo, you've been loyal to Roman. You've done everything he's asked of you. But there's a difference between loyalty and blind obedience. Roman is strong, yes, but even the strongest men fall when they refuse to adapt. Cody Rhodes is a threat that we've never faced before, and if Roman continues down this path, if he continues to push away those closest to him, he will fall. Solo's fists clenched, the muscles in his arms tightening. Heyman could see the conflict brewing within him. Solo, Heyman continued, his voice taking on an almost pleading tone, you are the future of this business. Roman knows it. I know it. And most importantly, Cody knows it. That's why he's so dangerous. He sees what Roman doesn't. He sees that you are the key to the bloodline's survival. But you have to make a choice. You have to decide what's more important, your loyalty to Roman or the survival of the bloodline. There was a heavy pause as Solo absorbed Heyman's words. For the first time since joining the bloodline, Solo felt the weight of true responsibility. Roman had always been the leader, the one who made the decisions, but now it was clear that the future of the faction rested on his shoulders. He had been content to play the role of enforcer, to follow Roman's lead, but Heyman's words had awakened something within him. The bloodline was crumbling, and only he had the power to stop it. Heyman, sensing that his message had landed, took a step back. I'm not asking you to betray Roman, he said softly. I'm asking you to protect him from himself. Roman has always been about control, but control can slip through your fingers if you hold on too tightly. You need to make sure that doesn't happen.